Welcome to the sixth part of podcast. We are very excited for recording a new episode. I have Hazar with me and we are going to talk about fantasy fiction.
Yes.
Hello Hazar, welcome to our Tobbcast. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, we are very happy that you are our guest here.
Yeah.
So let me ask the first question. Should a teenager start the reading habit with fantasy fiction?
Absolutely. Firstly, it's easier to start with fantasy fiction because it's interesting, let's be real. It has representation on things other than books, like video games and manga, anime. It is about things we see in pop culture. So it's easier to read fantasy books rather than the other genres. Yes.
Okay, all right. So what's your favorite fantasy fiction? First of all, let me start with that.
I have to say it's a three-way tie between Wheel of Time and Lord of the Rings, obviously, and Stormlight Archives.
Okay, all right. It seems that you are very competent on fantasy fiction.
I've read my fair share of fantasy.
All right. So let's talk about, the first fantasy piece that your eyes touch upon.
The first one I read,
Yes.
it was Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, it was the first book I read,
Yeah,
actually, in second grade.
How old were you in second grade?
Yeah, I was in second grade.
You started very early.
Yeah, I did. I've been wanting it for a long time, so when I got it, I was very excited and read it in 2 or 3 days, I think.
Okay.
Finished it.
Normally, parents, are not very willing their children to read fantasy books. They always keen on, please read this classic piece or
Yes.
the first piece of Turkish literature. Secondary school is very early to start a fantasy fiction, to read a fantasy book. What was your parents' reaction?
They were obviously not very happy about it. Actually, my mother took my Hobbit book from me when I was in 4th grade. I was reading Hobbit and I got scared from the spiders, the big spiders in
Yeah.
it. And I was in 4th grade and she took it from me.
Yeah, of course.
All
All right. So talking about Tolkien, let me ask you another question.
Okay.
If you were a character in Middle-earth,
Ah.
which race would you be?
Which race would I be?
Because you're very long, handsome. For me, I'm a very short man. Probably I'm definitely going to be a dwarf or a hobbit. But what about you?
Can I choose any race? Like,
Yeah,
does it have to be mortal or
you can be a half orc too.
No.
It doesn't matter.
like can I be Valar or something?
Well, okay, yeah, why not? Why
Yeah,
not?
I would obviously choose to be them if I had a chance.
You're playing your cards high.
Yeah. Why Valar? Because they've been sitting in their country for 1,000 or something years. They didn't do anything. They've been living happily.
Yeah, they.
So, yeah.
But they don't contribute to anything happening
Yeah.
in Middle Earth.
After the first stage, they don't do anything. So I'd like to be them. No drama or something.
Okay,
on
all
their
right.
part.
Think that the One Ring wouldn't have been destroyed and it was still with us. What would be the first thing that you would do with the power you
If I had the
possessed?
ring.
Yes, if you had the ring you possessed from the One Ring.
It is a strange fate that we should suffer so much fear and doubt over so small a thing.
I'm sure I would be corrupted if I had the power.
That-
Gandalf and Galadriel is corrupted too. It's not easy to control that power, and I'm not someone with very high self-control, so I'm sure I wouldn't be able to
Okay.
resist the power. Of the
But
One Ring.
Boromir always says, "Come on, we have the power, we have the ring, we can win this war."
Yeah,
So, but he's a mere human after all.
yeah, that would be me.
Yeah, okay. I'm a human after all, you say.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Now let's go to Wheel of Time.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you, Robert Jordan passed away before finishing the series.
Yes.
And who finished the series?
Brandon Sanderson.
So what do you think about this forever longing series? It's very long.
Yes.
Mhm.
14 books.
It wouldn't be more sensible that writers finish it as soon as possible, not making it very long? Because as you know, George Martin,
Yes.
he hasn't finished A Song of Ice and Fire, and he's just trying to write some short stories or
Yeah.
a new book for that. What do you think about it?
So Patrick Rothfuss is the same. I read his first 2 books and the third one hasn't come out in 11, 12 years. That is not really preferable, of course, but I think Wheel of Time isn't really like that because new books got released consistently in Wheel of Time. It was just very long, so it's not the same situation as George Martin's or Patrick Rothfuss. It's not the same situation as them. And I think I don't like when series get really long, just keep on going for no reason. But in Wheel of Time, it's not like that. It's not because they're just stretching it. The story is very long. It's the most epic thing, in my opinion, ever written. So it wouldn't be Wheel of Time if it was 2-3 books shorter, I have to say.
Okay. Talking about the Wheel of Time, which of the many cultures and societies in the Wheel of Time series would you most like to visit?
IELTS.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you give us more details about it?
Why IELTS? Because they're the most different from our culture. It is their code of honor and their way of talking, their look on sexism. It is really different from us, and it is really interesting. I wouldn't want to live with them, but I would really like to visit them.
Have you read about Dungeons and Dragons?
I've started playing Dungeons and Dragons in 6th grade. Yeah.
Okay. So, are you playing tabletop RPGs now?
Yeah. I always carry my dice with me.
Really?
Yeah, they're in my bag, actually.
Maybe we really should design or make another club about playing fantasy role-playing games.
It would be really good. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I've been playing solo for a long time because I can't find people that would play with me.
A new project with you.
Yeah.
Don't forget this one.
Okay. Not only Dungeons and Dragons, but Traveler, Pathfinder,
oh my God.
etc.
Oh my God, you're my man from this moment.
Thank you. My parents are really angry about it, actually, my habit of playing Dungeons and Dragons, because it costs them more than, I guess, 300, 400 pages of photocopies. I have a lot of photocopies in my home, like.
Don't worry about it. You know, it's the part of another genre. It's the part of fiction. You know, it promotes your creativity.
Yeah.
Lots of things. You said I'm carrying my dices always.
Yeah, I carry my dice always with me.
And what's the most epic critical hit or critical fail moment you have experienced while playing Dungeons and Dragons?
I once convinced a goblin that we were God's followers and we were doing charity for them to enter their cave, and then my companions slaughtered them all. I wanted to just go full diplomatic and convince them that we were good people. We were trying to do charity and get the treasure, but as soon as we got in, my companion killed all of them.
Goblins are not known about their
intelligence.
Or intelligence. So probably it would be hard if you haven't rolled a 20 on your dice. All right, let's talk about Harry Potter. Because, you have started very early reading Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Which Hogwarts house do you feel belong to? If you have the hat with us right now,
so
what would he say?
I remember doing the test on Potterhead in 6th grade, and I got Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff.
Yeah. I'm not really happy about it, but I feel like it's true.
Why aren't you happy being a Hufflepuff?
You know, what is Hufflepuff known of? They're studious, and Gryffindor, they're brave and stuff. Ravenclaw, they're intelligent. Slytherin, they're charismatic. But Hufflepuff, they're the cute guys. If I have to, so not really my first choice.
You know, there are lots of different animals, creatures in the realm of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Universe of Harry Potter. So, if you could have one magical creature as a pet, which one would it be, and why?
And Hippogriff.
Okay.
Yeah, because they are very royal and intelligent. Loyal, not royal.
I think you can say royal also.
Yeah, they're royal and loyal.
Yeah.
And intelligent. And you can ride it. That's a plus. I would really like an hippogriff.
Yeah, but it will be an expensive pet.
Yeah.
In Turkey.
Yeah.
Because you have to feed him with meat.
Yeah. That's the least of my problems if I have a hippogriff.
I would expect an owl. But you said the most royal creature in it.
Owls are kind of useless if I...
Why? They just run the errands. They always bring packages.
In 4th book, they wait for months for Hedwig to come bring word from Sirius. It's really not practical.
Okay, it's really not practical.
Yeah.
If you could attend one class at Hogwarts, which would it be?
Defense Against Dark Arts.
All right.
That's what most people would say, I guess. But the reason is obvious, because they teach you attack magic, attack spells. It's cool. But if I had to choose an elective class, I think I would choose Muggle Studies.
So we are nearly approaching to the end of our podcast.
Okay.
I'm going to ask this one to you. Why would you recommend fantasy fiction to a student who isn't very interested in reading books?
I have two answers for this. One, as I said, it's easier to get into, it's more interesting. There are YA books that you can get into easier than the high fantasy and deeper books. So it has a curve. It doesn't just go from like Dostoevsky level deep. You can gradually enter fantasy. And second, I prefer fantasy over other kinds of genres because you have to create a world. In fantasy, no matter what you do, and sci-fi too, you have to create a new world. You have to think of new lore, new history, new systems, new magic. In other genres like Russian literature and stuff, no matter how different it is, no matter how much you change the history, it's still in England. You know England's history, you know where it goes. It doesn't have the same creativity of fantasy, even if it's low fantasy, based on our world. Harry Potter, Dresden Files, they still have to create a whole new history because they change history with their magic, with their new systems, and they fill the blanks. So it's really much more interesting to me than the other genres.
Okay, thank you. I'm sure that your valuable ideas, your precious ideas, would enlighten a lot of students who are not interested in fantasy fiction or even reading books. Do you know what my daughter's name is?
No, what is it?
Arven.
Wow.
That is how I love the Lord of the Rings series. Were you expecting that?
No, I was not.
Life is short. I'm short. We look like hobbits.
Okay.
But of course, we couldn't choose a hobbit name for our daughter.
Yeah.
So we choose an elf name.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you for participating the 6th episode of Tobbcast.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Goodbye.